I'm sorry. My battery is running out on my laptop, and my charger is not working, which is wonderful. So if I do go bailing out at any given time, that's why. Anyway,
Hello and welcome to Chinballs Gaming Podcast. I am Scawp, and today I'm joined by the Jumpmaster Prox.
Yo, Jumpmaster in the house.
And also the SteJay.
Yo, what up? It's your boy SteJay.
It's your boy SteJay. And this is episode 1. We did a precursor, episode 0, and now we think we're sorted and we can do something proper. So first off is I want to name this episode, and I hope you guys agree with this. If you've got something better, then please let me know. But I want to call it Epicsode 1 because we're going to be talking about the Epic Store.
Since you became a dad, your puns have got way worse, Scott.
Yes, definitely have. Yes.
But yeah, that's cool. Epicsode 1. Let's do it.
Epicsode 1.
Maybe they'll sponsor the next one.
Maybe they will.
Exclusive rights to this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Exclusive,
Shit, yeah.
yes.
You can only download it on the Epic Store. Sorry, everyone.
So, Prox, what have you been playing?
I've been playing loads of mobile games recently. I am absolutely into Pocket Camp, the Animal Crossing game on mobile.
This Nintendo?
It is Nintendo. It plays surprisingly like a normal Animal Crossing title. It obviously has pay-to-win elements. It's mobile.
I must admit, I have never played Animal Crossing. The closest thing I've got to it is the mini game on Nintendo Land. I have no idea if that's anything similar, but it looks kind of pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's sweet. You don't do a lot in Animal Crossing. It's chill. That's why I'm loving it, because I've got loads going on in my life right now. And the idea of having something that's chill, where I can just wander around picking up fruit for animals, it's appealing to me. So yeah, it's not the most exciting, it's not the most sort of AAA standard game, and it has been around for about 18 months, but that is pretty much what I'm playing at this moment in time.
Is this a full release? Do you have to buy it, or is it a game loaded with microtransactions? So
it's free to play. I've not spent a single penny on it, actually. It's completely optional. The only purchases are cosmetics, basically. So it's up to you whether you want them or not.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that these days. It was a time when I wasn't, as we've discussed.
Yeah, it's cool. It's friendly. It's intended for more casual players and for kids and stuff. So it's nicely pitched, and I'm really hoping it links up with the actual Switch version of Animal Crossing that's out later this year. I've been a massive fan of Animal Crossing since the GameCube edition in 15 years ago now.
Did you not have the N64 version?
I did not have the N64 version. I am not that much of an Animal Crossing hipster. But I've been playing it since GameCube, and I am very much looking forward to the Switch version. I do hope there's some link up with Pocket Camp. If I can get anything out of there, whether it's my items or whether it's my preferred villagers, anything will do me. But yeah. Love to say I had something more exciting and more topical, I guess, but no, that's where I'm playing at the moment.
Well, hopefully then SteJay can save us. SteJay, what have you been playing?
Well, I don't know if I can. I think I'm about 80 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, as you two already know.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think
I've watched your first episode, and I thought Assassin's Creed looked brilliant, and how it plays looked nothing like the Assassin's Creed I've played. It just it felt more a bit like, I suppose, Batman, if you're into them kind of games.
Yeah.
Would you say it compared at all with this kind of fighting style?
Yeah, probably. It's weirdly like in the back of my mind, I feel like once I've finally finished it, I'll move on to The Witcher 3, because I've had that for ages.
Right.
And I've never.
I did suspect this, to be honest.
Because I've not. As previous viewers of the channel may know, RPGs aren't really my thing.
Yes, you hate RPGs with a passion.
Me both, the boy.
And yet you're playing an RPG game.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just picked it up because it was 20 quid on Uplay, and I didn't know whether I'd like it or not. I'd heard like it was really good, and I was kind of surprised as to how into it I am. But yeah, I'm like...
I was going to say, Steve, I picked it up at the same sort of time. I've only had one session on it because, to be honest, I find it boring as shit. But that is like, this is why different games exist, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
bought it because I heard it was fantastic. I heard it was open world. I heard it was really interesting. And for the nerd in me, I heard it was like really quite realistic compared to what it would have been like back at that time in ancient Greece. Which is, going to make me all kinds of nerd out. So I picked it out and I was like...
It's realistic with all the mythical beasts and things.
Yeah, I think... But apparently, like, all the philosophers in there are real, and the way that they would react to the common folk and how they would liaise with others, that's all real, or at least very sympathetic. And I was like, wow, that sounds pretty fucking good. I bought it. I've played, like I say, one session. I've had no desire to go back. I genuinely haven't. I love that you love it, Steve. I love that you love it, but it is just not for me one bit at all.
It does open up, but it's I just get so much value out of it. I think I'm about 60% of the way through the story because I've just been spending my time not doing the main storyline, and also I just constantly forget it's an Assassin's Creed game because I think in those 80 hours I've gone back to the. What's the thing called? Like, I literally can't even remember what it's called. The system where they go.
The Animus.
That's that one.
I think there's only been 3 of those sections in the game, and they're so short that I genuinely forget that it's even part of the story. I am just Cassandra.
Well, that's good. I think that's one thing that I didn't like about the original ones is that this Animus kept breaking you out of the immersion. Yeah. In my opinion, if you went off track, you'd start seeing artifacts and things and glitching and stuff, and I'm like, I don't really like this.
Yeah, it's just the map. The map is massive. It's got the naval combat stuff with the ships. There's so many islands to visit. I don't even ride a horse. I'm so happy just in the game. I will just run everywhere on foot. I will swim from one island to another.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, if I can't be bothered going to a dock and then calling my ship in, I'll just as the crow flies it.
Nice it.
So yeah, that I didn't expect that to kind of grip me as much. So yeah, I'm really enjoying
it's definitely one I'm hoping to check out, but I doubt I'll have enough time to sink into it. I'd love to just sit down and play it for more than like 10 minutes.
Yes. It is worth saying at this point that out of the 3 of us, I have no family ties. So I have all the time in the world to spend on games.
And you've also been playing Dead Cells, right? And I saw on the stream. I've still not watched the first episode, but on our chat, I know people are a big fan of this game, and I've not paid any attention. Can you give us just a little brief summary, maybe?
I don't know if Prox is better at giving the brief summary because I've only played it a couple of times.
Yeah, in fairness, Prox, that's me. Prox. Prox was one of my games of the year last year. No, Dead Cells was one of my games of the year last year. I think that and Into the Breach were my top 2 by a country mile last year. I've sank quite a bit of time into Dead Cells. It gets better and better every time you play it. It's a sort of semi-roguelite in that all the levels it's very similar to Into the Breach, in fact. All the levels are procedurally generated, but they're not complete and utterly roguelike. They're basically like prefabricated chunks of level, which will definitely fit together, but randomly interspersed. You never know which way is going to be which, but you do know that there's like common exits, entrances. You pick up weapons. You unlock more and more weapons the more run-throughs you have. Once you die, but then you go back to the start. I was looking at the box because it's got a physical release on Switch. I was looking at the box in game the other day, and it says something like punishingly tough is how it's described, and I would not disagree with that. It's a very tough game. It's fairly tough, and it's a game where you will almost always progress every single time that you're playing it, but you won't feel bad when you die. You'll feel like that was my bad. That was on me.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to check out your video, SteJay, at some point.
You definitely should watch the video, Scawp. And
yes, I should.
If you personally don't pick this up after watching that video, I will be shocked.
Well, to be honest, I've got a massive, passionate hate towards roguelikes, and I don't know. I just hate not having set levels because, you know me, I like to speed run, I like to run levels fast, and you can't do that with roguelikes because each time the level's different, and I don't know, I just really don't like that. It's sort of like Spelunky. A lot of people expected me to really like Spelunky, but I tried it a few times and I just hated the fact that the levels were different every time I played.
Fair. Can't argue with that. See what you think, man. Have a look at it. It's like I say, there's common elements in every run through. There's a predictability about it. It's not like you don't know anything about it when you get in. You might have to go down, you might have to go right. Yeah, fair enough, you can't speedrun it or whatever. But I think, looking at it, Dead Cells, it has more in common with Celeste than it does Spelunky.
Oh, really? Yeah. Right. Well, then I definitely should check that out because I love Celeste.
Yes, you do.
I absolutely loved it. Speaking of Celeste, and this is maybe I'll save this one for later. Now that you've reminded me, I'm going to write that down.
Do that.
That's all right.
What have you been playing, Scawp?
So, what have I been playing?
Yes,
I have only been playing Rocket League basically recently. I've got really back into it. I had a big spell of not playing it at all, and just because I've been getting on my computer late at night and. Fellow Chinballs Ian, the Shippinator 3000's been on. We've been playing a lot of Rocket League together, and I don't know what it is. Recently, me and Shippy, when we've been playing, we've just absolutely nailed it every time. We're not playing in high leagues or anything, but we sort of seem to be in sync. We're playing off some amazing goals, and then we're going to absolute turd, and it's just funny as fuck. It's just I've been a massive laugh, and I've just not stopped laughing playing it, and it's been a nice refreshing change from games I usually play, which is like Rainbow Six, and it's a good game. It's a competitive game, but it's not a game that you're really laughing at all the time. Whereas Rocket League is, if you miss your shot and the ball goes flying, it's just funny as fuck. Yeah. So it's nice to be playing a game that's really enjoyable. But other than that, I've not really been playing anything at all.
Are you playing 2-on-2, Scott?
Yes, 2-on-2 competitive only. That's all we play. That's how the Chinballs roll.
Nice.
I like it. Yeah, I Rocket League's a game I've never really got into. I love it. I think it's ace. There's something missing from it for me, which stops me thinking I'm going to go and play this, and I'm going to play this for quite a long time, and I'm going to seek out others to play it with. And I don't know where it is, because it's clearly a very popular game, and it clearly works for so many people, and it's wicked. I mean, that every time I've played it, I've enjoyed myself. I think it's because I'm absolutely shite at it,
I mean, there's not a lot to the game. I mean, all the levels are essentially the same. They just look a bit different, and it's just the only thing you can really change is your ability, I guess. You just get better each time, and it's nice that it's just easy to pick up. If you've only got 10 minutes to spare, you just jump on, have one round, and then you're done. And that sort of scratches my competitive itch, I guess, because if I fire up Rainbow Six, I know that I'm gonna have to commit 45 minutes to having a ranked game, whereas with Rocket League I can commit 10 minutes, and it's a lot easier to manage that bit of time.
I picked it up on Switch, and I thought by picking it up on Switch that I would grab it more and more often because of that sort of immediacy that it allows. As it's turned out, it just hasn't happened, but I guess that's more down to me and my massive pile of unplayed games than it is anything else,
It's always been a go-to couch co-op game as Rocket League for me, because I've got it on PlayStation. But that will literally be the only time that I play it, and it is for a similar reason to Prox. It's just I just suck balls at it, to be honest. But I enjoy it. I enjoy playing it. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but I just obviously just wish I was
It can
better.
be a bit limiting. Also, is Rocket League is I can't stand playing one player. So you need to be playing with at least one or two other people. 4 people's too much. It's not enjoyable, the 4-player mode. So you're limited to playing with 2 or 3 people, I would say, as a group.
Yeah. Okay.
And but one good thing now is it is fully cross-platform, and I think the chat is now also cross-platform. So and I think PlayStation have finally allowed it, so it's literally everybody now.
Well, that's
Everyone can
nice.
play against each other.
So, all the kids playing on Switch can get called paedophiles in their own comfort of their own homes now. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yes. There is a lot of trash talk on Rocket League. Seriously, a huge amount. Amount of times I've been called something racist or homophobic or anything like this.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
I mean, you know the Chinballs crew are down for the swears. We love the cussing.
Yes, we love the swears.
We love to cuss. We love to motherfucking cuss. That's right. But there's a line, isn't there? And particularly if you know that kids are going to be on those kind of platforms.
Yes.
For me, I find myself cutting back, and I mean, not that I'm an abusive person. All our cussing is generally towards our own inadequacies rather than anyone else's, right? So
yes,
I don't know. I don't know how I
it's
feel
funny
about
when
that.
it's funny when I'm playing with the Ribinator, because we're all like always friendly and say good shot to everybody's shots on the other teams as well. And then as soon as someone starts trash talking, Ryan just
he's on it.
Starts abusing them. He's on them straight away. And it's just he's off again.
Here he goes.
But it's like, oh well, he deserved it.
Right. Ryan's not one to let it lie. Good lad.
No, he's not. But speaking of Rocket League, this sort of brings me on to our next segment of the show, and it's all about Epic Store. And I don't know if you've seen, but Epic have bought Psionic. It is Psionic, right? The guys who make Rocket League. And so we're going to talk about just Epic stores and maybe just stores in general. The news is Epic are getting a lot of exclusives, and this is pissing off a lot of people, including Gabe and all of Gabe's disciples. And so I will go to SteJay. Do you have an opinion on Epic stores? I'll go to you first this time.
That's good, because my opinion is probably shorter than everyone else's.
Okay.
I mean, it's mainly because I don't know. I don't really have an opinion. I just sort of go where the games are to a degree. I mean, I know there was there was controversy kind of in this particular transaction, because I think the wording around it was that they would be pulling the game from Steam and it would just be on the Epic Game Store.
Yeah, and then they sort of backtracked on this and said, "Oh, we've not decided this yet." And like, just say an opinion and don't change it.
Yeah, just go with it. Just go with it.
Is this not like Gamergate? Oh my God, he's opened up that kind of worms. What have I done? Come on, Prox, what are you thinking, boy? I've done it. But is this not like Gamergate, where people are thinking it's one thing, or rather telling themselves it's one thing, in order to just push an agenda of something else?
Yes, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, if you don't like something,
my opinion.
If you don't like something, you'll find a million reasons why you don't like it, and you'll retell your own narrative to fit that, won't you? It's like if you've got a mate that suddenly starts acting up and you think he's a bit of a prick now, you're gonna find all the million different reasons why he was always being a prick all the time he's been your mate, right? So it's the same thing. People want to have the games where they want to have the games, right? At no point has Steam ever had exclusives, apart from the very early days where you could only get Half-Life 2 and other Valve titles straight through Steam. But even then, they offered out codes to be bought from other vendors. So, like, Steam as the whole, the reason it's been part of this thing, the PC is an open platform. The PC is a place where you can get anything from. It's not like PS4 versus Xbox. It's not... the level of exclusivity is not the same. So Epic coming in and saying you can only buy these games from here is a different thing. That's why people don't like it. Steam has always sort of, as much as it's been a monopoly, and that's not necessarily a good thing, as much as Steam did a lot of spyware at the start, which is really not a good thing, it's always been this thing where, you can buy it on Steam, but you can buy it elsewhere, and you can buy it elsewhere and you'll get a code for Steam. Now, that's not the case with Epic. It's the case with, like, nobody's complaining about Blizzard Battle.net. They've got exclusives on there. Nobody gives a shit about that because you can buy them from other places, right? So it's the way that Epic are going about it with the messaging. They've got this thing of, we're all for the consumer and we're all for giving more money to the developer. Well, if you were all for the consumer, then you'd do things that were in the interest of the consumer, and taking things out of other stores is about as far removed from that as it can be. That excuse is wearing thinner than I don't know, some kind of 90s supermodel at this point. It's just It's
nice analogy.
Yeah. It's just not working for me. It's just not joined up, and I think that's where Epic are falling down. They don't realise that gamers are quite vocal. They are a bit of a fucking herd mentality. Honestly, gamers are arseholes. We're arseholes. And we will jump on anything.
We just nerfed a gun in Call of Duty. Let's send death threats to the dev team.
We'll basically, as a pack, I've never known anything like it. Gamers are lacking in individuality, and I don't care if that gets me hate. People will not.
Well, this podcast getting edited a little bit.
Yeah, boys.
Here's a podcast for gamers. Yo, gamers, you all suck.
We do though, don't we? I'm one. We do. We will jump on anything, and we will take on the messaging of other people so much, and that's the hard part, and that's what Epic don't get. As gamers, we like to act in the majority. As much as we all pretend we're individual, we all want the same things, which is we want to play the games we want to play in the way we want to play them, right? And Epic have not realised this, and they've not responded to this. So we talk about pandering in studios. Epic are not doing the pandering. What they're doing is just making some really shit decisions and then backtracking them, and only a little bit, and only as far as kind of they want to. They want exclusives. Let's be fair.
Well, I'll throw in my opinion here.
Go for it, please do, because I may well die soon.
So, yeah, Steam's had a massive monopoly on PC gaming for a long time. But, there's always lots of other stores. We've all got lots of stores installed. I could name loads that I've got. So, obviously, Steam, Windows Store, Uplay, Origin, what else?
GOG.
I've not got it installed, but I have got it. But yeah, all this shit is... Exactly. And it's not like them saying, oh, we're going to make things exclusive and you can't play on the PC, you've got to buy a PC from us, basically like what PlayStation and Microsoft do, it's like you've got to click a button, click download, and, you've got your games again. It's not like, and they're taking things off of Steam, but they're not taking them away from users, and they're saying that they're going to keep updating it for the Steam version and everything, and you'll not tell the difference. So it's only going to be making a difference to people who are buying the games like now.
So
I think it's a big fuss over nothing, to be honest.
Let me put this to you. So you two both bought World War Z, didn't you?
Yes,
World War Z.
Yeah,
we did like World War Z.
You bought World War Z, and how easy was it to find a different price to the one that was on the Epic Store? Basically, when you guys bought World War Z on the Epic Store, there was one place you could buy it from, and there was no way other than illegal methods, which you definitely didn't do.
No, because you could buy it from CD Keys. And,
yeah, it's on CD Keys, actually.
CD Keys, are they really first party provided by Epic?
I couldn't comment, but they're definitely not
definitely
like
100%
or the other shitty ones.
They are not keys that have been bought for the European market being sold in Europe.
Thing is, it's new. It's
But this is the thing, right?
Set up a reseller channel yet and everything.
But contrast that with Steam, right? So if World War Z, is it available on Steam? No, it can't be because it's on Epic.
No.
Right? If that was available on Steam, you could go to isthereanydeal.com and you could type it in and you could get 20, 30 different prices for that one game. And that's the beauty. That's why Steam works, because it has made the market competitive. There's a reason why 30 different storefronts...
But not when it first came out.
There's been 30 different storefronts around for a long time. Humble Store has been around for well over 10 years now. You've been able to buy Steam keys from a variety of people, and that is what's made their pricing competitive. That's what's driven them to do big sales. Epic, you get one price, unless you happen to live in a different country, and then you will get a different price.
I have no counter to that. I don't know. I'm not really sure about this.
But that's why people are not happy with things being Epic exclusive, because when Epic
I don't think that's the full story though.
No, it's not.
People love Steam and people love Steam keys, and even if they had a choice of buying a game DRM free or it's more expensive with the Steam key, most people would buy it with the Steam key.
That's very true.
Because people love Gabe and people love Valve.
Yeah. Well, it's convenient, isn't it? If you've got them all in one place, and don't get me wrong, you can.
But we haven't got it all in one place. We've got lots of different stores, and the thing is with the Epic Store is you can't just release a store next to Steam's and say, okay, you can buy them from us or you can buy them from Steam, because everyone's just going to buy them from Steam. So they need to do something dramatic like having exclusives. It's unfortunate, but this is the only way they can take on Steam, is by annoying them, by kicking them in the balls every now and then. How else?
Because
how else can a store survive? Well,
like I said,
Twitch store came and gone.
True.
Is Discord store even a thing anymore? I think that's gone.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's, new stores come up and they just can't compete because they've got nothing new to offer. So what's the only thing new you can offer to gamers is games that you can't get anywhere else.
Well,
Humble it's unfortunate.
If that was the case, Humble Store wouldn't be still around.
But Humble had a different beginning. Humble started as just bundles only, and with all the money that they rolled in, they managed to build up to an actual storefront.
You could say the same about Epic, though. They've got more players playing Fortnite than anything else, so they've already got a customer base. If they can't sell to that customer base, that is on them.
But I think the PR is quite bad in general, and also I think they should really put literally their money where their mouth is, because they keep spouting off saying that we're better for developers, we're better for consumers because we take less of a cut.
Yeah.
If you take less of a cut, then release games on both platforms and have it cheaper on Epic Store.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
And
they should 100% do that.
Yeah. If a game's 50 quid on Steam, offer it for 45 on Epic, and just have that as the competition.
And that's exactly how other alternative storefronts do it. They'll offer different pricing for the same product. Why can't Epic do that? Because they don't want to. They genuinely don't want to. They think that the best way of protecting their storefront is to have exclusives. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but they've got to understand that's not a popular thing.
They've got to do something with that Fortnite money.
Yeah,
they have got to do something with that Fortnite
so
money.
They might as well get some exclusives on the go.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're sure as hell not paying the devs, are they? So why would they?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I remember when, because I'm a big Destiny player, despite the fact I simultaneously love and hate the game, and there was a bit of a boot off about Battle.net getting that. And Call of Duty, to be fair. Yes. There was a little bit of kind of fallout from that. And then it just kind of passed.
And this was another one with Call of Duty, is that, it's coming out on Battle.net, I'm not buying it. and then suddenly it's the highest selling game ever or something.
But why do you think...
all the gamers complain, we're not buying it, we're boycotting it this year. And then it goes on to sell even better than ever.
So why is it that a game can be exclusive on Battle.net, like Call of Duty, like Destiny? Because those are not minor titles, are they? How can they be exclusive to those platforms? And as much as there is a bit of a stink of I'm not going to buy it, nobody is calling Blizzard or Battle.net evil, right? It's not.
No.
There's no movement to destroy Blizzard or Battle.net. So why is that?
Good question. It is a good question.
Maybe there was, but it was just really small.
Maybe it's because people can see that this is an actual challenger to Steam, and it's people are trying to protect what they love, and they love Steam.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
No one's coming in to challenge us.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe they're looking at Blizzard and going, that's not a challenger. They've got their minor thing. Well, okay, fair enough, whatever. We'd still use it for playing World of Warcraft or whatever.
Yeah. The Epic Store I see as an actual legitimate challenge to Steam's crown.
I guess time will tell.
Time will tell.
There's a lot of stuff that doesn't add up about it for me. As much as I'm passionate about it, I'm not anti-Epic. I'm really not. I'd love to see but more of a competition to Steam. I'm not a Steam fanboy. I don't think that Steam is the be-all and end-all of PC gaming. I think it's helped PC gaming grow. I think it's made it so that many indie titles have been made that wouldn't have been able to be made before, but it's also contributed to the problem of covering up those same indie titles it's allowed to be built. But what I don't get is if Epic are this good guy, are this real competitor, why is everyone so much against them, and why do they keep getting it wrong? Why do they not understand that people are so against them? And it's not just because gamers are a herd mentality and they'll just go with anything, but because they've got some serious things where it's like, look, you're taking our choice away from us.
Maybe they just hate Valve and Steam in general. Maybe it's so. Just all a ruse. Maybe it's like, we make the Unreal Engine, you make the Source Engine. We need to stop people from buying the Source Engine. And what's the best way to do that is take down the parent company. Conspiracy right here, people.
So Epic have actually said that. So they give 88% of proceeds to developers, don't they, or publishers? I should say, rather than developers. And they've said that if Valve was to match that, they would stop doing exclusives. Now we can't obviously.
But how much of that is bollocks?
We don't know, do we? We don't know, because until Valve actually commit to doing that, we don't know whether Epic will walk that back or whether they mean it at all. But that's a pretty good statement from Epic. It's like, it might be playing games, but ultimately that's a pretty altruistic statement where it's saying we've done this because we want to increase publisher proceeds from games, and that's what we've got against Steam.
The silence is too
There's
long,
no point, is there?
The sound of silence.
Yeah. I don't suppose any of us have got anything to say.
Well, the thing is,
I guess not. I thought we did.
Well, it's not that. It's because we're not. It's not because we've not we're not taking sides. Not like are we? So we don't have like a strong view. We're just kind of looking at the whole.
True facts. Yeah. I can't counter that at all. Point proven.
Also, are the publishers / developers whose games are exclusive now on Epic, are they also to be blamed in the way that Epic are? Because I realise money. I realise everyone needs to make money, but should they be blamed in any way?
There does seem to be a lot of developers who instantly jumped and without much thought, without any consideration, they just thought, fuck it, I'm off. So like new Super Meat Boy is only getting released on Epic, and there was just loads that have just left, and I'm not sure how many have had decent monetary deals done. Or do developers and publishers really hate Steam so much? I've not really heard that much of a backlash. I know there's little talks about it every now and again of them, but I've never heard of it being a big problem that developers don't like Steam, but yet they're just jumping straight away.
Yeah, so I don't know if it is just money or if that is a statement in itself. I mean, technically, it is a statement if they're not if no one's explaining why. I guess you would view that almost as a statement. But that's the thing I haven't really read when I've been kind of looking at stuff. I haven't really seen any developers who have agreed to be exclusive kind of say why, unless it's the revenue sharing, I guess.
It's a bit simplistic, though, really, isn't it, the revenue share? Because if you're only going to sell 200,000 copies on Epic, but yet you're going to sell 5 million on Steam, you're still going to make a lot more money, even with Steam's bigger cut.
Who knows?
Is Prox gone? Did Prox? I think Prox has gone.
Oh no!
His battery has
died.
There
were two. We've angered him. We had no response to any of his questions. We had no counter argument.
We had no response. We had no counter arguments.
So he's gone. He's gone. Fuck this.
He's like, fuck this. I'm going home.
I love technology. It's great. Yes. Let's speak on his behalf for the rest of the video. No one's the winner. To be fair, I mean it's
no one's.
I guess in the scheme of things, it's early doors for the Epic Store. There's no way of knowing yet whether this decision making is going to screw them over long term.
Yes, I mean for me personally, as a consumer, I have no problem with Epic Store. I've downloaded it, and I've downloaded all the free games, obviously. Yep. World War Z, which we'll talk about soon in what we're looking forward to. Yeah, so originally I didn't even download the store originally. I just went online, downloaded all the free ones just in case. And then World War Z came out, and I read a review, a not so glowing review actually. It was a bit of a bad review on Eurogamer and most places about World War Z. Critics seem to hate it, but I read the reviews and I thought, you know what, this sounds exactly like my kind of cup of tea. So I bought it. I jammed a bit of the first level, and it's basically Left 4 Dead, but it's modern. It's done really nicely. The zombie hordes are amazing, to be honest. They're really nice to watch. Really good AI and just nice and fluid. And I've not played much of it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And I don't really care that it's an exclusive to Epic at all.
No, I'm the same. I just got it for the same kind of reasons, to be honest. I jumped in and played one level just with the AI just to try it out. And yeah, I really enjoy it. And a slightly less common opinion is that I'll probably enjoy it more than Left 4 Dead, because I liked Left 4 Dead's, but I wasn't a huge overall fan. I enjoyed playing with you guys more than enjoyed the game itself, if you know what I mean. But I think with World War Z, I'll actually enjoy playing the game. Mostly,
this is what I'm looking forward to about the game. This is why I really enjoyed Dead Island. And again, Left 4 Dead is. It's not a game I will come on and play myself on my own. It's a game I will come on when my friends are on, and it will just be. It's sort of like Sea of Thieves. Like Sea of Thieves is the same as I wouldn't come on Sea of Thieves to play on my own. I only come on to play with Mr. Z and Al, basically. And I can see that this game's going to be a good laugh for that. Is just having fun with your friends and not really having to pay much attention to any story and things.
Yep, let's get from one place to another.
And kill a shit ton of zombies in the process.
Exactly.
It's my kind of night.
So what else are we looking forward to?
So the other game I'm looking forward to, and actually Prox reminded me of this, I'd completely forgotten, is that Celeste are bringing out some DLC after a year and a bit, which is basically even harder levels. Yes. So you had the normal levels, which were hard, and then you had the hard levels of the hard levels, and then you had the hard levels of the hard levels of the hard levels. And now they're bringing out some more levels, which are the hard levels of the hard levels of the hard levels of the hard levels. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
They've said that this DLC is not for everyone. It's just for people who want a good challenge. So I didn't do too well on the very hard levels of Celeste, but I am looking forward to trying some of these ones just to see how they are. Because I did love Celeste, and it would be nice to play a bit more of it, I think.
And you do love a challenge, to be fair.
I do love a challenge. I do love my Super Meat Boy type of games and difficult platformers in general. So yeah, Celeste was my game of last year, actually.
Nice. Did you see? I don't know if it was a recent thing or if it just came up in my YouTube recommendations, but the AI play through Celeste, like AI speed running through Celeste was in
Tazbot.
Yeah, that was awesome to watch. That was insane.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen a few of those, and it's just crazy the skills that they can program these things. And Mr. SteJay, what are you looking forward to?
I have a list, just because I don't know when we'll do this again. So, the way off ones that there may be more details of in the future, because they don't have a specific date. So I'll maybe talk about them in more detail. But Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, yes. Because I'll be hopefully playing that with you.
Yes, because Streets of Rage 2 is still... Streets of Rage 2 is possibly my favourite game of all time. Just like literally number one. I think I would agree
as well.
I used to play it so much with one of my friends, because that's what gaming is for me mostly, is playing co-op with people. And that I had one friend that used to come around all the time, every school holiday, and we just play it through and then play it straight through again. Like for fucking hours. So looking forward to 4.
Do you have an opinion on Streets of Rage 3? Because I actually have a copy of Streets of Rage 3 on the Mega Drive, and everyone wanted this because it's quite a rare game. But it's still not as good as 2. It's good, but 2 is definitely the best of the series.
Yeah, I liked the additions they made with 3, which I kind of wish were in 2. So like rolling up and down the screen.
Downwards.
It was more, it was probably the movement, to be fair. And I think there was a bit more. If you grabbed each other, you could jump off each other as an attack. Whereas in the second one, if you grabbed each other by accident, you could injure each other.
You just each other.
Friendly fire. Yes. So kind of like that.
Did you play this on a Mega Drive or on an emulator?
No, Mega Drive. Mega Drive originally.
Did you play it with a 3-button controller or a 6-button? Because I recently found out if you play it with a 6-button controller, then the top buttons only do the kick part of your moves.
I think it would have just been 3-button.
Yeah, so with 3 buttons, if you keep tapping hit, then it does a few punches and a kick.
Yes.
When if you've got the 6 button, if you tap the top one, it only does the kick move.
Oh,
which is a nice feature which I never realised.
Like a beat 'em up.
I wouldn't go that advanced.
Well, no, but
it just basically skips the punch animations. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. But there are a couple of more games that I am looking forward to. They're not particularly new games. One is the Sea of Thieves anniversary update, because they seem to have added a hell of a lot of content, and I like a good bit of Sea of Thieves. It's nice casual multiplayer, and it looks kind of nice that they've added some more story elements, because before it was lacking in that area.
Yes,
as you know, but they seem to have added a lot of things like harpoons and just a lot of nice little finishing touches, I guess.
Yeah, fishing is one thing. You can do your fishing. Yes. For some reason, any game that has fishing in it, I'm there. It's so relaxing.
So relaxing. I'm guessing you've never played Sega Bass Fishing for the Dreamcast then?
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
No.
You should see this thing. Maybe watch a YouTube of it on... it comes with its own special rod with a reel, and you've got to proper spank that reel. Like, it's an amazing... And it's not relaxing in the slightest. Just Google it. It's Sega Bass Fishing for the Dreamcast.
Nice.
And another game I'm looking forward to is one I've already played, but it also, again, ties in with what we've been talking about today, is... I forgot the name already. Detroit on PC.
Yes, on the Epicsode.
This was a beautiful game last year on the PS4. I played it on a regular PS4, and now it's coming out on PC, exclusive to the Epic Store.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? Will you be buying it again? Will you be playing it again? Because there's one problem with this game, is it's such an awesome game, is I don't want to play it again because I don't want to ruin my story.
Yes.
It's like I've seen the perfect story. That was my play the first time I played it. I don't think I want to see another play, because I think it might ruin my my memories of the first play, because it just, I don't know. But I would love to see it on PC, just to see how much nicer it plays than on a vanilla PS4.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm the same, because I really enjoyed talking to you specifically about decisions we'd both made, and how there was certain, and so I lent it to someone as well that I used to work with, and it's just amazing how different whole sections of the game were because of one decision we'd made.
Yes,
and like the different people that we'd lost in comparison to each other.
Oh man, don't get me talking about those, man. Don't get me talking.
Flashbacks. I lost so many people.
Yes,
but I am tempted to pick it up again for two reasons. One, because I just want to give Quantic Dream money so they make more games. But secondly, true. I would love to just smash because I played Detroit in one sitting.
Okay.
From 6 p.m. till whatever time the next day it was, because I was so into it. And I kind of want to do that again, but I'd love to like record it or stream it and just put it out there as one whole long playthrough.
When they announced it was getting released, this Epic Store had just come out. And would the game have actually come out on PC
if it wasn't?
If it hadn't been for the Epic Store?
I get you. Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a coincidence or not. It's they've been happy selling their games on PlayStation for the last 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Suddenly Epic Store comes out, and then they say, you know what, we're releasing on PC now. It seems a bit of a coincidence, but maybe it is just that, a coincidence. And if Epic Store hadn't have come out, then they would have just released it on Steam.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I've not thought about that.
Who knows?
Yeah. Another unanswered question on the Chinballs
another
podcast.
unanswered question. That's another thing. Yeah. The other two games they're releasing as well, obviously Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
Yes.
I don't think I'm so bothered about picking these up. I had Heavy Rain on PS3, I had it on PS4. I still think the PS3 version is the best version because you can use the Move controllers with it.
Yes.
So when it comes out on PC, maybe there'll be some options to add, different controls and things, but I don't think I'll be picking these up.
No, I think
but definitely Detroit.
Yeah,
I will definitely pick Detroit up.
Yeah, I feel the same.
I think if I did play Detroit again, I suppose actually it's a good thing that it is coming out on a new platform, because I think that one of the things that's been preventing me playing it again from PS4 is that if I start the game again, then it sort of it doesn't delete your progress, but it doesn't keep it as one linear track, because then there'll be all these different branching parts that you've come off, so you don't really know which part of the story is then which. So because it's coming out on a new platform, I can play it again from a fresh save and just treat them as two different entities, I guess. True. And it'll be nice to up the resolution, and hopefully you can have it's like the PlayStation's, the frame rate is maximum 30 frames a second, which isn't a problem, but when 60 is available on PC, that's going to look a lot nicer.
You do love your frame rate.
I do love my frame rates. It does make a big difference, I think. But if there's no other option, 30 frames is perfectly fine. But if you can play at 60, then there's no reason not to.
Yeah, that's true. I need to spend more time doing that, to be honest. Because I do, like, when I play a game and it is in 60, I can tell the difference. And I am like, Jesus, this is smooth. But for some reason, I will never... I just play... I've got the weird, like, even though I play on PC, I've got this weird console mindset where I'll just start the game. The only thing I'll change is my controls.
And hopefully they've added a few extra... I mean, it looks a nice game on the PlayStation, but surely there's a lot of, up the resolution, up the texture qualities and lighting and things like this. It's just going to look a whole better package just all around. So it's just going to be nice to see probably one of the best looking games of last year to the next level.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be super wide as well.
That's true. It will be super wide. That's one thing I need to mention about World War Z. Is it doesn't support super wide.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. Borderlands 3 is also on my list for the 13th of September, and I think is that an Epic Store exclusive? It's on the Epic Store.
You know what? I think it might be an Epic Store exclusive as well.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So I had Borderlands 1 and 2, and I had the full intention of playing them both with people, but then life just kept getting in the way.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that did annoy me of when I did try and play it is that it, when I was playing it anyway, I don't know if they've changed it since, is that there was no level balancing. So like I was level 10, all my friends were level 60, and all the enemies were at their level. So I just couldn't kill anyone, and I guess kept getting one shot down, and that, there's no point in me playing because I need to catch up to their level, and I can only do that by playing on myself, and I don't want to do that.
I believe that will have been fixed, and also again, Playmo UK, shout out. He was telling me that apparently, like when loot drops, it just drops for you.
You can all pick them up now.
Yeah,
and it was before you had to fight over them.
Yeah, and it will be at your level as well. So I guess they have looked at the balancing.
Well, and I think we've covered a lot of things, but we've not really come to any conclusions.
No.
But that is the Chinballs way. And on that, I will say bye from myself, Scawp, and Mr. SteJay. Would you like to say bye?
I would love to say bye. Thank you very much for listening. Hopefully someone has.
Yes, please like and subscribe, people, if you're enjoying our podcasts. This is the episode 1, so hopefully more to come.
More to come, hopefully. And hopefully Prox will be with us throughout and in the next one.
Yes, throughout the show.
And I'm sure if Prox is here, he would also say goodbye and thank you.
He would say, bye, Shay. Because that's what he sounds like. He sounds a bit like Chief Wiggum. Shay, I'm going to play some Animal Crossing.
That's it. Actually, he didn't have battery issues. He just sacked us off to play Animal Crossing.
And yeah, he did. He's gone to the toilet, sit on the bog, and play Animal Crossing for 2 hours.
What a dick.
He is. Anyway, Chinballs out.
Peace out.